must be balanced so that regular Ohioans are protected from unnecessary risk. The Ohio Department of Natural Resources recently issued permits for 2 Washington County injection wells without requested public hearings and without responding to issues regarding unprecedented migration of brine to the surface and unique regional geological hazards. The objection of the water districts is that our county is being forced to accept too much waste too close to our aquifers. The resolutions passed summarize the dangers we are facing, and this is including all of Ohio's failed Class 2 injection wells are located in southeast Ohio, and all of these wells were permitted and regulated under expired rules. The pending Class 1 injection well permit is proposed for the Oransky Sandstone. This is a formation that has never before been used for a Class 1 injection well. Waste from injection wells in Washington County is migrating to the surface from intended injection zones, with migration found over 5 miles from the point of injection. This is including into Vito Lake, where our children, our friends, and our neighbors swim. Since 2023, according to ODNR's database, seismic activity in Washington County has increased almost 20 times over, an indication that rock formations claimed to be retaining the injected wastewater deep underground are moving and likely fracturing. Washington County has 1.5% of Ohio's landmass, yet we accept 20% of all the injected wastewater in Ohio, and almost half of that wastewater comes from other states. There are 19 permitted injection wells in Washington County, Ohio, and 4 of those injection wells operate just beyond Marietta's city limits and are permitted to inject a combined 20,000 barrels of wastewater a day. The owner of those wells is seeking to operate an additional 3 injection wells. All existing and proposed wells would be within 2 miles of 4 aquifers, and this serves over 32,000 people in Ohio and West Virginia. In an effort to protect residents from hazards related to the injection of waste close to aquifers, the Moratorium resolutions ask that the state leaders enact legislation that will, and follows: stop permitting of all new injection wells in Washington County for a period of 3 years. Stop the importing of out-of-state waste for injection in Washington County for a period of 3 years. Stop all current injection of waste within 6 miles of our aquifers, and require a full study of brine migration within Washington County. Our government here has the power to help our community by pausing injection wells close to aquifers so that a study may be conducted and the safety of our community is assured. Please act so that our drinking water is not put at further risk. Thank you.
Woo! 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 Great job.
Yeah, go ahead.
We have the water queries that do list the water queries. Oh, here it is.
You want the microphone?
Yes. My name's Bev Reed. I'm with Buckeye Environmental Network. We are a statewide environmental nonprofit, and we work on environmental justice issues. We chose to start working in Marietta because of the onslaught of the radioactive toxic waste that's being injected there. 17 Class 2 wells are currently operating, and they permitted, the ODNR, the Ohio Department of Natural Resources, recently permitted 2 more wells within 2 miles of Marietta's aquifer, or source water protection area. And they, the same company, Deep Rock Disposal Solutions, applied for a Class 1 well in that same 2-mile radius.
Can you move your mic up? I think.
So what that means is up to 35,000 barrels a day of toxic waste could be injected under Marietta's ground every single day. That would be the limit if they get all these injection wells there. And I think it's common sense not to do that. Whether the citizens of Washington County, why are they the dumping ground? Why are they the ones to accept all this waste? to be put somewhere. It shouldn't be that close to an aquifer. It's just common sense. And so another thing to discuss today is all of these elected officials in Washington County who have passed these moratoriums. So I'm going to read them off. The Village of Beverly, Highland Ridge Water Association, Little Hocking Water Association, Marietta City, Muskingum Township, Putnam Community Water, Tri-County Rural Water and Sewer, Waterford Township, and Warren Community Water and Sewer Association. So they passed this moratorium resolution that Hillary just described. And again, it's common sense. Take a pause on injection wells. Why do we want to pause on injection wells in the county? Well, we're seeing so many wells that have already failed. They're permitted on fault lines in the county. They have induced earthquakes there. It's not adequately regulated. That's been documented by ODNR. And Southeast Ohio needs a break. Washington County needs a break. So let's take a pause and study the issues, because the brine's already coming up through production wells in Washington County. Too close for comfort to our drinking water. That's the whole reason we're doing this. I worked on a facility in Belmont County called Austin Master Services. We had a facility that operated there for 8 years on top of our drinking water source. And me and a small group of citizens were able to shut it down. Why? Because it was a threat. Because we had to take it upon ourselves, because the city wasn't doing it, Statehouse sure wasn't doing it, even though they permitted it in the first place, the ODNR, in a very vulnerable area. But essentially, this is the trend that we're seeing in Ohio. They're allowing these facilities to open up in places they shouldn't be, and we're sick of it, frankly. So we're going to continue to make noise, and there's been so much of a groundswell in Washington County that it's really inspirational, truly, to see all these folks, everyday citizens, stepping up and taking leadership roles, because they love their land, and they're so passionate about Marietta and Washington County. It really does have amazing history to it. It was voted the #1 small historic town in 2025 by Newsweek, and that's what we got to lose if something does go bad, which it certainly can. So again, we want the pause. We want them to take a look. We want ODNR to hire the appropriate staff to adequately address this issue. They told us directly they do not have the staff. Right now, they don't have the staff to do it, to monitor the situation, to truly study the impacts. Well, why don't they have enough funding? What are they spending the money on in this state? If they're not spending it on environmental regulations, what are they doing? Look around at Columbus. I mean, it seems to get all the money. In Southeast Ohio, we get nothing. We get the crumbs that fall on the floor in Southeast Ohio. That's what we get. And every time I come here to Columbus, I look around and I think how disconnected these legislators are from what's actually going on. And we're aiming to change that. And we're going to keep this going and continue to get elected officials awakened, and just continue. The citizen petition that we had, there's over 300 signatures on that. Can somebody grab that out of the bag, by the way? The citizen petition. It's in the tan bag, the other tan bag, sorry, on the steps. Over 300 people signed this petition from Washington County and the surrounding region for the legislators. We have people that are elected officials, water authorities, people who are running for office because they're sick and tired of what's going on and they want to see change, so they sign this petition. We have city councilors, we have, of course, your everyday citizens, and we're going to hand deliver this to Mike DeWine's office right now, along with the 9 entities that have passed this resolution. So we're going to hand them a stack, and we're going to stay on it and continue to push for this change. So I guess we can, if the press or anyone has any questions.